Before you watch the film, I wanted to give you some history about this film and how it all began. Now, as many of you know, back in, oh God, what was it, 2010? Yes, 2010. I started working on the scratch build of the 66-inch long Enterprise, which many of you watched the 47-part episodes of the making of that. On the coattails of that, Jilly, my late wife, Jilly Neal, got the idea and wrote a script called Star Trek Sirius. Now, the idea was to use the model in the film to be able to feature it. Also, I never got a chance to have a walkthrough like so many of my friends did working on Star Trek, and I worked on Star Trek motion picture. I got sick, so I wasn't able to be in the rec room scene. I worked on Star Trek: The Next Generation, which was the pilot, and I got to work on Star Trek Six, where I was supposed to play a background Klingon on the bridge, but I got bumped off that by some producer's son. So I always wanted to be in a Star Trek film ever since I was in high school watching it, and I was friends with Gene Roddenberry and worked on the actual show, and I just wanted to have my footprint in there, like Doug Drexler and so many of the people that got their chance to be on the show, even if it was just a walkthrough as an extra. So that's why the film got made. Now, what happened was is we were supposed to shoot the model against green screen using a friend of mine's camera, motion control camera rig, but unfortunately, his wife became ill, and that went away. Um, so Julie said, hey, "Why don't you just do it all CG?" I was doing CG for the History Channel at that time, and working with Lightwave, and I thought, okay, sure. So I built the bridge set. I built the corridor sets. And the bridge sets are interesting because all the screens that you see in the background are all accurate. So are the animations. And I wish I could remember the name of the fellow who did the animations and gave them to me. I still have them for those screens. But I can't remember his name, and I've put feelers out there, but I haven't heard anything back yet. And that goes for all of you. If you helped on this and I've left you out, I'm sorry. It's been 12 years. So if you're watching this, please do contact me. I also built a captain's chair, um, and Rosie used to sleep on the foot of it. Rosie's with me here right now. She's going on 13, and she's fine. Runs and jumps, plays ball, jumps high every day, and she's an amazing creature. Truly is the wonder dog, and it's a wonder that, well, she's still here. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm very fortunate. So is she. She's right there right now, where she always is. Um, okay, more history. So most of the film got cut in 2011, I believe, and then Jilly started to get sick, and by 2012, we found out she had fourth stage breast cancer, and fourth stage is never a good thing. By 2013, she passed. Going back to work on this was difficult because it was her story, it was her idea, and her voice was the voice of the computer. About 2018, after we opened up, Mary and I opened up the studio up here in Ventura in 2013. We've been here 10 years now at this studio. I'm not here today. I'm at home in my edit bay. But uh, about 2018, I decided to pick it up again. And I did a lot of the effects myself. Now, Matt Boardman was helping me, did some of the effects, but overall, I had to do everything. In fact, that shot you see behind me with the broken up, destroyed Drexler, that was all done. In fact, most of the visual effects I did. So, and most of the animations I did as well. Now, Chris Martin, known to some of you out there, is the evil genius. Does incredible work. Does really, really good Star Trek art using CGI. And so he allowed us to use his Enterprise, and I was very grateful. The guy that did the BOP, the Romulan craft, I lost touch with. If you're out there, you see this, please reach out. And that goes for the gentleman who gave us the Burke chairs, which you'll see in the background of the set. Those were his as well. Don't have your name. Roger Homage, Homage? Yes, Roger Homage sent me the Sorry and Brandy model, which is absolutely accurate. It's incredible. I still have it. Captain's chair, of course, was built by me. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. That's the basic history of the show. Um, and it's taken me this long to finally finish it. Now, one thing I will tell you is that 2018, I started to work on it, and then I found some files from 2019. But something happened after that. I brought all my edit bay home, and I was working on it. It was on this computer over here, which is a Windows 7 machine. And then suddenly, um, Adobe Premiere decided to drop supporting Windows 7, and it was a nightmare to try to get that edit over onto the newer computer. And it was crazy. So I found a rough cut I had done in 2019 that mostly had everything intact. I couldn't change the opening credits because I couldn't find those files. The ship in there, the USS Sirius, was very low resolution. It didn't have all the maps on it, so it looks rather stark, and that's why. Um, and I didn't do the narrative space, the Final Frontier, for it. I just thought it was better left off like it was, because what was supposed to happen at the end of this film is that Captain Neil gets that ship and he gets a ragtag crew, and the next episode was us going out to rescue Doug Drexler, who managed to get away in an escape pod and was marooned on a planet. And those are the kind of shows we were going to do. I was given an old ship, and I was supposed to go out and save people, rescue people, deliver people, that kind of thing, which would have been a lot of fun. What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? Let me stop for now. And one of the things I did forget to bring up was the fact that we shot this in my very hot garage. Luckily, it was in fall, so it wasn't so bad. Paul Gentry, my dear friend and colleague and partner in crime in motion picture making for many, many years, came over with his Canon D and his good mics and good sound and recorder and everything. And we shot in that dingy garage where the Enterprise was built with a green screen behind me. And he did an excellent job of lighting it to match the CGI sets that I had done, which is why it looks like I'm really on that CGI bridge. And it was an amazing and wonderful accomplishment. And I couldn't have done it without you, Paul. I love you, man. I really, really do. So I thought I'd put that little tidbit in here, which I left out. And one other little tidbit I left out too was Doug Drexler. Doug, we, I love you too. I asked him if he would be in the film, and he said, "Well, he's really, really busy." And I said, "Well, I just need you to be on screen so you would look like you were sending a distress signal message from your ship as it was being attacked by the Romulans. You can do it from home. Just put on one of your Starfleet uniforms and send me the file." That's exactly what he did, and he did that in one take. And you'll hear this noise in the background. That's Beaky, just so you know. So the reason I did this is there'll be a lot of people watch this film and think I probably just did it recently and I used actual sets, and because that happened before, people were asking me could I rent my sets. I said no, they're CGI. Come on. And you won't understand. And if you see at the end of the film, it says 2012, because that's when I would have finished it. And there's this ruling out there that you can't make a Star Trek film that without it exceeding 15 minutes. Well, I made this film before that ruling was made, so I'm grandfathered, people. Okay, and the other thing was something about you had to make your own wardrobe and stuff, and I didn't do that either. And um, so yeah, it would have been done in 2012. It was shot in 2011. So there you go. So that's why the date says what it says. And again, there are some rough spots where I could not fix things, not without causing a huge domino effect. So please be forgiving of the film that's got a few hiccups. Like I think at one point you see the Romulus ship appear before it's supposed to. that would have been, because I didn't have the original edit to work from. I just had that one render at relatively good resolution. That's the other thing. I outputted this to 1280 by 720, and I had always meant to have it in the format you're seeing it in, like the old show. And I didn't want the effects to be super crystal clear and bright, and I wanted to have more of a film look. So that's why a lot of what you're seeing looks the way it does. So before you start saying, gee, you should have done this, you should have done that, and that's wrong and this is wrong, remember, this film was done back in 2011, and a lot of things have changed since then. So I appreciate your understanding of that. And I appreciate your support sticking with this project all these years. My God, you people are writing in saying, oh my God, I've been hoping to see this finished for so long. Well, here we go. Here it is. And I hope you enjoy it. You have fun with it. I'm really glad to finish it. And I love you guys a whole bunch. And we'll see you next time on the next movie.
Starfleet, this is the USS Drexel. We are under attack by an unknown assailant. Shields collapsing. We are operating unlimited impulse power. One moment. Something materializing dead center of our screen. Some kind of ship. Evasive maneuver. Shields up.
Captain's personal log, stardate 65405.5. I have reported for duty on board the Enterprise. These orders have come as a complete and thorough surprise, and very welcome one too, as I've been chained at a desk at Starfleet Command for much too long. Much too involved in politics and policies, and not nearly enough in the piloting. The Enterprise has just completed a refit after experiencing extensive damage in a recent Romulan battle. I must admit to a mixture of emotions at actually treading the boards again, if only for a brief period in time. My assignment is to effectively babysit the new version of the M5 Daystrom computer that has been modified and gone through with a fine-tooth comb after a near disaster it was responsible for only a few years earlier. The M5 has been equipped with this sort of dead man switch. This feature has been designed to give total control of her starship systems in case of complete human failure. For this reason, my short trip out of dry dock will be accomplished without benefit of any crew at all. So, with the exception of my quadruped Rosie, I shall be completely alone on the bridge. I must admit, it's quite a sobering thought. The idea of piloting a starship, especially this starship, even for just a once around the park, is quite exhilarating and a great honor. Well, Scotty, this certainly inspires confidence. Couldn't even leave any for me. Can't believe these guys. This is a refit? Ugh. Hey, don't you have a station to be at? Computer. Computer?
What
What you want? I'm busy.
What the hell? Excuse me?
I said I'm busy. What you want anyway?
What the hell? Who the hell programmed this computer, Scotty? Yeah, that might be better. Computer?
Working, Captain Neil.
Oh, that's a lot better, isn't it? Computer, detach all umbilical connections and get ready to leave dry dock.
Affirmative, Captain. Umbilical released and secured. Departure from dry dock underway.
Maneuvering thrusters. Take us out of here, nice and easy.
Affirmative, Captain. Slow ahead.
Computer, take us to 1/2 impulse. Steady as she goes. Get us out of here. Computer, go to warp on my command. Heading 120 Neptune Station.
Affirmative. Heading 120.
Computer, warp 1. Engage.
Affirmative. Warp back to 1 engaged.
Computer, bring us out of warp and bring us to 1/2 impulse.
Affirmative, Captain. 1/2 impulse.
Windsor 6040, caution, wake turbulence, pilot suspension taxi, position order, wake side traffic will cross.
7A85, code 6 on 58 in Ontario, 58 in Ontario, 7A80.
Computer, take us into standard orbit and stay.
Warning. Priority 1 message from Starfleet Command. Audio only.
Audio only, huh? Put it on. Patch it through.
Captain Neil, this is Commodore Decker speaking. Captain, one of our starships, the USS Drexler, has been attacked and destroyed in Sector 23. The contact was unknown to us and couldn't be picked up on our sensors. We could only retrieve a brief transmission before we lost them. I'm relaying that to you now.
Starfleet, this is the USS Drexler. We are under attack by an unknown assailant. Shields collapsing. We are operating unlimited impulse power. One moment. Something materializing dead center of our screen. Some kind of ship. Evasive maneuver. Shields up.
Steve, I'm sorry to drop you in this, but you're the closest starship to that sector. We need you to go to those coordinates, investigate what happened to the Drexler. If need be, engage the Predator and destroy it. You are authorized to exceed maximum warp.
Commodore Decker, with all due respect, sir, it's me and my dog and a slightly confused damn Daystrom computer. I thought this was supposed to be a simple test drive, not a shooting war.
Steve, we have to be able to count on you.
But
That's a direct order, Captain Neil. Report back as soon as you can. Decker out.
great. Just great. It has to be now. This is insane. Now? In this ship? Computer? On my mark. Take us to heading 175. Warp factor 5. Engage.
Affirmative, Captain. Heading 175. Warp factor 5. Approaching coordinates, Captain. Sensors are picking up a debris field directly ahead. Heading 130.
Computer, drop us out of warp. Bring us to 1/2 impulse. And put that on screen. scan for life signs. See if there's any survivors.
Sensors reveal no life signs detected.
Who or what could have done this? Computer, continue to scan for life signs and survivors.
Affirmative. Continuing to scan.
Anything? Computer?
Sensors are picking up a ghost anomaly dead ahead, Captain.
Anomaly? What the hell? I can see it, but what is it?
Sensors are unable to identify the contact.
Unable to identify the... That's just great. Computer, in that case, get those shields up. Well, that's just grand. Perfectly innocent test drive turns into a day at a shooting gallery. Kirk will never get over this, and of that I'm sure.
We are being hailed, Captain. Incoming message.
Put it on screen.
Captain Neal, I am Sub-Commander Tomalak of Romulus. We've been monitoring your transmissions in hopes to find Captain James T. Kirk's ship with a full complement. But instead we find you here, adrift in the heavens, accompanied only by your dog. What a shame not to meet with Captain Kirk firsthand. A pleasure I shall look forward to another day. For now, I think the Enterprise will make a fine trophy. I must insist you lower your shields and surrender your vessel.
I know of your father and his battle with Starfleet.
Not with Starfleet, with Kirk. He and he alone is responsible for my father's death.
Captain Kirk offered him and his crew safe asylum aboard the Enterprise. He turned it down. Kirk knew your father's ship couldn't take any more damage.
The damage inflicted by Kirk.
I say again, Kirk offered him and his crew asylum.
If they surrendered to Starfleet. He saw no honor in that, and neither do I. As he said, it is not our way, and it still isn't.
And yet, you asked me to lower my shields and surrender my vessel. Mister, it's not my way either. Computer, heading towards Earth, warp 9 now, and end this transmission.
Full reverse, warp back to 9, heading Earth. Transmission terminated.
All right, computer, let's just see how well he can keep up. Computer, are we being pursued?
Affirmative. Enemy vessel is matching speed and course and is powering full weapon array. Firing now.
Rosie, it's okay, baby, it's okay. Good girl. Soon we'll be back home and you'll be chewing on a nice tart bone.
Shields at 70% and falling. Structural integrity down to 80%.
Wait.
Shields at 60% and continuing to fall.
Together, baby.
Captain, we are being hailed.
On screen.
Captain, you don't stand a chance. We know you have no crew, no aft weapons, and yet you turn and run on my most generous of offers? Stand down now.
And cut this damn Romulan off my screen.
Ending transmission.
Computer. Did Scotty install those aft torpedo launchers during the refit back at Starbase?
Affirmative. The USS Enterprise now has 2 aft torpedo launchers.
Well, so much for your head-on approach, Kirk. Scotty, I just think you earned a pay raise for the year. Computer, aft torpedoes launch on my mark, maximum yield, full spread.
Torpedoes armed and ready.
I'll make a bet they didn't get a memo about our latest little addition. Rosie, somebody ought to tell these guys that tailgating can be dangerous. Computer, fire torpedoes.
Affirmative. Torpedoes away.
Well, that takes care of that. Computer, report. Damage report.
All ship systems are working within normal parameters. No damage to the hull or ship's main systems.
Computer, send a message to Starfleet. Romulan ship engaged and destroyed. Enterprise in one piece. And we're coming home.
Affirmative, Captain. Transmitting message to Starfleet now.
Oh, Rosie, my mighty protector. And think of it, you almost slept through the whole thing. Well, soon you get to go home, and I'm going to give you a nice tard bone to chew on instead of me. Computer, set a course for home. Warp 9, engage. Take us home.